fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have a question to ask everybody that is wondering, because I'm wondering my damn self, what is the holdup between Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez? Okay, that's the question. That's the big question mark. And I've had people, because I've mentioned Canelo fighting, other opponents, the Bivol situation, you know, um, and I believe that, he's wanting that WBA opportunity once again, because if he loses again, we know that's no risk, but there's a reward if he wins, right? So Bivol showed him up last time. He went back to 168, reigned dominant there, fought John Ryder, looked mediocre there. We know. We know what the thing is. We know what happened, right? Gentleman's game, man. I've been all right, man. I've actually been tired a lot lately. Been doing videos, been tired, been traveling. So, maybe that's it. I'm not sure. Canelo knows his limitations now. Yeah, well, he knows it as far as 175. You know, did Canelo, man? We got to talk about Canelo, man, because Canelo hasn't been the same. What was the excuse when he did fight Bivol? What was it? It was his hand or his wrist, right? He had some type of injury, and that's why he didn't throw many punches. But as according to Bivol, he was throwing them hard as fuck, right? You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's kind of hard to believe that you were throwing these big bombs trying to knock a guy out, but have an injury like that, or whatever the injury is supposed to be. Because the last injury that I remember Canelo having supposedly was, no, it wasn't even an injury. It was a cosmetic surgery, right, on his knee. And he kept this deal on his knee forever. Like, he had that one band. I don't know if he still has it. I don't think I remember seeing it lately. You know? So, I think this guy now has gone off, as we know people, fought John Ryder, but David Benavidez has just taken people out, rapid fire, ass kicking, giving this, he's a big dude, Creed 3's on, David Benavidez, bro, he's looking for something. Tony Lyons, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Ryan Watterson, St. Don. Let's see. Tony Lyons says, so many heavyweight fights that ain't getting made, so many not earning, so many big fights we just ain't seeing. It's unfortunate. Yeah, the heavyweight division, man, I'm kind of migrating away from the heavyweight division. I'm really focusing on weight classes that, like, I haven't really been, focusing on because of what was happening, or should I say what wasn't happening in that weight division. I mean, if you think about it, like, shit, nobody was fighting anybody down there. Tank was fighting smaller dudes. Teofimo fought that one fight with Lomachenko, and after that, it took forever for the Kambosos fight. Now, the Kambosos fight was lit. It was a surprise, and but other than that, we didn't really have too much. It was too slow. You had all that talent down there, We finally had Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson. That was cool. I think Constantine beat Oscar Valdez, but he's like the ESPN guy, so they'll never see some commentators, because if you notice how Andre Ward was talking, he was like, oh, he let off the gas. Like, no, you can still whoop somebody's ass and let off the gas, people. Bars. That's truth. Okay? You know, you don't have to go hard all for 12 rounds, you know? But I think Oscar lost that. And he was cheating anyway, talking about he had some kind of herbal tea. So I was kind of really disappointed in the lightweight division, but it seems like they're doing more than the heavyweight division's doing. You know, everything is kind of in slow-mo, like all over again. We hear Tyson talking, and we hear everybody's just talking. Nobody's fighting. You know, at least Usyk has a fight. He's fighting Dubois, you know, and all that. But back to Canelo, though. Canelo did all that success, all that progress at 168. He took on Callum Smith, Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, Rocky Fielding. Who else did he? Yadiram, that's kind of a scratch. Nobody gave a shit about that. You know, John Ryder did a good job himself. You know, man, he busted his nose up pretty good like. Pretty good like. Never seen many bloggers concerned with Canelo's possibility losing to Benavidez. Bivol was so far ahead of Canelo that a rematch chance was non-existent. You know, I don't blame David Benavidez for wanting to fight Canelo, because it ain't like he gives David anywhere else to go. I mean, where else does he give David Benavidez? Like, where can he go? What can he do? The only thing that he can do is fight one of the champions. Okay. Canelo is all of the champion. He has every belt in the division. So there's nowhere he could go. That's what I don't understand about this. Oh, well, you know, Canelo, he's done this and done so much for the sport. I get that. But then again, if you're young, you're 33 years of age, or 32, because his birthday ain't until next month, okay? So he's 32 years old. He's the undisputed super middleweight champion. What's the holdup? Where else David's going to go? Oh, let me go to the IBA. I'm sorry, the IBO, which doesn't really exist. The WBO, nope. The WBA, nope. The IBF, nope. The WBC, okay. What about the WBC? What about the WBC? You know, it's time for people to realize that it's all about it's all about Mauricio Sulaiman and his money. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. It's about him and his money. So as long as Canelo's there, he gets 3% of those fight purses. So as long as he gets 3% of those fight purses, he's not going to make Canelo do shit. Do you think Mauricio is going to make Canelo do anything, and he's getting those 3? How did Errol Spence say? 3%. What y'all get 3%? I mean, y'all know what it is. Where that money going? And he's right. The money's going where it's supposed to go and where it always went. It's going into the pockets of politicians, sanctioning bodies, things of that nature. You know? So it is what it is. Okay, hold on a second. I mean, this dude, he wants to, I think he wants to fist fight or some shit. Let's go. You know what I mean? Because it's like, he's like, yeah, dude, I seen you do that shit before. We're turning left. So I get a little bit in his lane. He's like, oh, I see the bitch. So I'm like, okay, what you want to do? Yeah, man, I saw you. You gotta stay in your lane, dude. No, I saw you though. It's all good. I saw you. That's why I moved over. No, you cut in. Had I not moved, well, I was going on the outside lane. I moved a little. I moved a little short. You cut too okay. Okay. Well, hey. So I mean, what is it? What you want to do? You want to talk? See, motherfuckers want to be traffic gangsters. Motherfuckers want to be traffic gangsters, and I'm like. He see me go over his line a little bit. He's, oh, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, so You know, then I'm like, what you want? He drives the fuck off. Like, what the fuck you want to do? You want to get out and fight about the shit? What, you want to piss and moan? You know, this motherfucker reminds me of, where's those drivers? Nah, they don't do that shit in Louisiana. They really don't do that out here either. But this dude, he's like, yeah, you really watch what you're doing. Like, dude, I mean, I feel better saying that type shit. You can't control crappy drivers, Kurt. Careful, Kurt, never stop. No, fuck that. Look, never stop. If he got the shooting in this motherfucker, we would be shooting back. This live stream would be some evidence. Because if he shot over in here, his ass will get shot right back in. Let me tell you something. This is Texas. This ain't New York. This ain't Philly. This ain't Rhode Island. This is one of those stand your ground states. You know, I'd be glad to call the police. Hey, the dude started shooting. He started tripping. He said I almost hit him. And he kept doing this shit every time he passed me. And I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, I see you. What the fuck you want? What do you want me to do? But you still just need to be careful. Yeah, I know. He's a Subaru Outback. Oh, that's not him. So where the fuck he go? Damn, I could have sworn he must have pulled off. Kirby, hell yeah, you gotta stay strapped. I mean, I travel too much not to be. You know, you're at a gas station, you're in a restaurant. You know, you hear these stories about people coming in and just shooting and all that stuff. And I don't like to stay off topic, that just happened. You know what I mean? And you got people like that. Because who's to say he's not one of those type of people that just loses it? One of those Michael Douglas falling down motherfuckers. Remember that movie Falling Down? When Michael Douglas just loses it and he just goes on a fucking rampage all around Los Angeles? Kurt, let's see the shooter, please. Nah, I'm not doing that. Look, it's small and it's deadly. I call it my JB. Because it's my JB. Off topic makes it less boring. I mean, it is what it is. Kurt, you in Texas. If you've seen AJ and Arrow yet. No, I haven't, man. I'm south of them. But I might be going. I was actually in Dallas, though, this weekend. So I didn't see him. Man, I know Errol Spence is big as shit. He's big as shit, dude. He's a big cat. You know what I mean? So, but bit like my Corey then. I don't know. I mean, it's funny how people talk. People like accents always get me because, I mean, that's one of the characteristics that define you, right? Your accent and how you talk. You know, and like it's a lot of times people do things that they don't really realize they're doing until they're getting mimicked or impersonated, right? So they don't really know they do a lot. Like Floyd doesn't know, and I bet you he didn't know. He says, you know, I'm a great fighter. Nobody's better than me. Everybody, never forget me. The dude says a lot, and then you know, so it's like you gotta like hone on those things. I love it when you do Tyson Fury or Floyd. Yeah, Tyson Fury. You know, you got to be kind of amped to do Tyson Fury drunk. I can do Tyson Fury real good when I'm wasted. I remember last time I was wasted and I did a live stream, bro. I was down at Flip's bar, and then man, it was like people are like, dude, Kurt. Look, and here's the deal. You seen people talking, and it's like you always get those negative, like, you know, comments. But I mean, I appreciate each and every one of them because, you know, like some people are like, Kurt drunk as fuck. He drunk as fuck, you know. I think Canelo clout chasing Charlo because he wouldn't have jumped on the Jack train fight over Charlo. Well, here's the deal. I wonder why he didn't fight Charlo a long time ago. You know, that's the question. Like, why didn't he fight Jamal Charlo a long time ago? Now, I know Jamal and Jamel, they kind of had their differences with uh, decision making based on who they were advised to fight, but it just makes you think, man. It makes you think about a lot of stuff that Canelo does. And now, see, I ignored it as long as I could, people. I ignored the, shout out to Luca Mora, because I mean, he was just like, he went in today, and I read the comment, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live because it's like, I have to address this shit because it's getting to a point, it's time. I've heard Showbiz and I've heard a lot of people like Bruce fucking Vane and all these guys. I've heard these guys talk about Canelo. And I'm like, well, I was waiting for what Canelo does, but it's like, if it seems like when you only heard about Badu Jack, that was like a red flag. That was a red flag. It's like, okay, Badu Jack, are you serious? Then you want to make this man hydrate or not hydrate or have some type of hydration clause. I'm like, come on, bro. How long are you going to act like Manny Pacquiao? You can't always act like the smaller guy. And matter of fact, now we all know that it wasn't about the smaller person. We know it was about the advantage. Okay? It's the advantage of rehydration, because rehydration is the same reason Arturo Gatti came in at 160, but a day after weighing 140. You know? Yes, there's benefits to coming in with water weight. You get those electrolytes back, you gain massive amounts of weight, and then everything else is supposed to really fall in line. You're bigger, you're stronger, you have more fluid. You see, most importantly, people, when you're in a 12-round fight, the fluid that you have in your body is vital because it's fluid that you're going to lose throughout that 12-round fight. I want people to understand that. So uh, when you're dealing with, uh, when you're dealing with a 12-round fight, right? And you have 12 3-minute rounds, your fluid is being depleted. You can't get extra electrolytes. That's what wears you down. You need electrolytes. That's how somebody like football players and basketball players, that's why they're sponsors of Gatorade, Powerade, all kind of electrolytes in it, because that's what is in these drinks that replenishes the electrolytes that they're sweating out of their body doing high extreme sports. Boxing is a highly extreme sport. So when you're fighting, you're losing electrolytes. So let's say someone limits you from the amount of electrolytes you can naturally have by weight gain. Okay, that's what you're getting. You're getting more than just water. You're getting other fluids like electrolytes. They're very important because if they cut you, you're going to have to limit yourself. But then you're going to lose those electrolytes while fighting. That's what gets fighters tired quicker. That's what gets them to the point where it's like, damn, dude, I'm getting fatigued. I don't feel right. No, I was pulling beside this dude. It looked like him because he was in a white vehicle. It's Canelo's fault he wants to drain Jack and not even open Team Benavidez email. Yeah, I mean, but that's the whole thing. So now it dawns on me that we have Canelo Alvarez, okay? We have Canelo Alvarez wanting to shrink this guy down. So not only does he have to make weight, that drains power, but during the fight, he loses power as well. That's just an advantage that I never felt that Canelo needed. You know, I blame me personally. I blame the concessions of Oscar De La Hoya, because De La Hoya was a magician with doing that. He had so many rehydration clauses for Canelo. He had Canelo fighting at 155 for like 6 fights. He fought so many times. He fought at Islandilata. He fought El Perro Angulo. He didn't fight Beefy Smith. He actually made 154 for that. But he fought like 5 fights. He fought Amir Khan at 155. He fought Miguel Cotto at 155. He fought a lot of people at 155 because he wasn't comfortable making 154. That's why. Michael Douglas is coming for you, Kurt Ladd. Yeah, man, he might be. You know, you got to stay in your lane, dude. Just stay in your lane. You know, I was like, I wasn't gonna. I seen a kid in the back seat too. I seen a kid in the back seat, so I kept that in mind. You know, but then like the whole idea was he wasn't trying to let it go. So I'm like, if you're not trying to let it go, where are you trying to take the shit? Are you trying to go? What are you really trying to do? You want to get out and box? Oh, I'd love that shit right now. That'd make me feel a whole lot better. You know what I mean? A good 30 seconds. Let's go. You gonna get me? I'm gonna get you. Let's go. You know what I mean? And that the way that cat was built, yeah, he looks like a Scooby Dooby Doo Shaggy looking motherfucker. So yeah, he looked like an Owen Wilson looking mother. I would love to fuck him up real good, just a bit, just a bit. Daddy, yeah, Daddy, no. You know, then get in my car and motherfucker drive. Losing to Benavidez is going to hurt Canelo's legacy. Well, I think Canelo knows, based on what we saw at 175, he knows that there is a slim to none chance that Canelo Alvarez will win another belt at 175. He knows that because there's no other easy pick'ems up there. There's nobody holding a belt that's not a badass. See, he wanted to start off with Bivol because he thought Bivol was fast and big, but he didn't think that power came with Bivol, with the quickness and the skill and the speed. He thought that he will be able to take those shots and still be able to get in there and throw those shots to the body and that little bottom kidney shot he likes throwing. You know what I mean? Those little Canelo combos or that 1-2. You know, he thought that he was going to get up there and then break Bivol down with hard shots like he did at 168. Wrong. That didn't happen. See, he wasn't going to go in there with Better Beef because Better Beef's a killer. See, Better Beef would have stopped Canelo because that's how he fights. He doesn't fight to just, hey, I can fight you. And no, he's going to find a way to knock you out. You guys ask me, why is Terrence Crawford one of my favorite fighters? Just for the same reason David Benavidez, not David, but him too, but Better Beef is. Artur Better Beef is one of my favorite fighters because this cat comes in to knock you out. He finds ways to knock you out. You know? And he knows that he can't go up. And he don't want to go back to 160 either. Ain't really nothing there. So he knows 168 is that sweet spot. And he knows that he's done the last of the best things that he's done in his career. He wants to hang on to that as long as he possibly can. Beterbiev would bulldoze his way through. Yeah, he would just beat him up. You know what I mean? He would hurt Canelo. And that's the type of shot that retires people. Look at Volsnik, Alexander. What you think he did to Volsnik? He had Volsnik off for 3 years. And Volsnik was bad, dude. He was quick like Bivol. He had these sharp combinations. He had the whole Alexander Usyk thing, the dancing. That didn't matter to Better Beef. And I keep looking. I'm giving you guys scenarios simply because they could possibly happen. And I don't want people not to be surprised. Why don't I want you surprised? I don't want you guys surprised because let's say Beterbiev, I like Better Beef, but let's say Beterbiev fights Alexander Usyk at cruiserweight. And this is the funniest thing that could ever happen in the sport. And this is one of my counterpunch predictions. And I want you guys to listen to me that's listening right now. Right now. I think Usyk will beat Tyson Fury, become undisputed champion, heavyweight, and then decides to have a freak fight with not someone like Canelo. None of that. He'll have a freak fight with someone like Beterbiev and get destroyed. He'll get upset. Let's put it that way. He'll get upset by someone like Beterbiev because he's moving down. He's pulling that Roy Jones Jr. Downfall shit. You don't want to be that heavy that long and then move down and you're losing all that muscle weight. Why haven't Team Benavidez petitioned the WBC if they truly wanted the fight? Well, I think they should. But then again, do you really think that'll matter? Do you really think you think Mauricio will act upon something like that? That just, that right, that officiated? No, I don't think he will. I think Mauricio sees everything like he sees it. That's why Deontay Wilder is the #1 mandatory for the WBC. That's why Andy Ruiz is the 3rd. Now, I think like guys like Frank Sanchez is #4 because he actually supposed to be #1. So 4 really means 1 at the WBC. They're just so crooked that they're not going to allow Frank Sanchez to be #1 because nobody wants to pay for that 3%. Excuse me. The 3% of what? Of 1 is what? Of whatever the fight purse is. Frank Sanchez's fight purse is of 3% of $400,000 is not the same of 3% of $5 million or $10 million. Okay, that's not the same, is it? That's why he doesn't want those guys in their rightful place because they're banking money off of who fights. Who has the belts have to pay the 3%. Who pays the 3% are the guys that should make the most money. That's what they want. Give me that damn 3%. 10 million, I'm glad. So give me 3% of that. Make sure you'll get them 3%. Better behave is what I call them. Better behave. Double D, I hear you, man. Do some Mauricio. Yeah, Mauricio, man. I want to thank everyone for the opportunity to fight for the WBC. I feel that it's a lot of things that we must do, and we will get it together to see who will fight Tyson Fury in the future. If that's the thing to do, that is the right thing. We will get together. However, we will get together and construct a plan for Tyson Fury. And I'm like, motherfucker, what did you just say? You said nothing. You talked a lot of good English words and you circled them bitches to say nothing. That's what you said. You didn't say shit, Mauricio. You just told us that we're thinking about doing something that we ain't did yet. That's what you just said. But it sounds good because he has the accent. People are like, okay, he speaks really well. Yes, and I believe that Tyson Fury should do something quickly, and we are going to work on the plan for the strategy for Tyson to find the mandatory, and the mandatory will be determined once we sit down and we construct a way to see who is the formidable opponent. Man, get the fuck out of here, dude. What did you just say? You just said you did nothing. You guys planned nothing. You ain't making Tyson Fury do nothing. You haven't made him do anything. And you're just talking and making that shit sound good. Wow, politicians at his finest. You gotta love it, bro. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Politicians, he ain't did shit. Yeah, supposedly Andrade is lining up a Charlo fight, not a big money fight. No, it's not. Them motherfuckers should fight for a couple $100,000 a piece, man. You take 100,000, you take 100,000, man. Go pay your bills. Go ahead and pay your bills, man. Go ahead and pay your bills. Shit, make it 250, man. Come on, man. But 250 a piece is too much because they ain't done nothing. Who has done anything to warn anything for these fighters? How would Mauricio say it? I would think that Jamal Charlo is a good fighter, and I think and I know that Dimitri Andrade is a good fighter as well. They don't have the security to put a massive fight on between these two based on the facts that these guys' inactivity and they have not seen the ring for a long time. That puts everything in a complicated situation for these two fighters. And I think maybe we should sit down and construct a plan for Jamal Charlo to fight Demetrius Andrade. We are working on this vigorously and we will have a solution hopefully soon. Dude, get the fuck out of here. That is like if you're listening to that, you're like, and we can construct a way to find out how to get these two talented fighters in the ring so we can have the fights that the public wants to see. Dude, get your suit, your blue fucking two pinstripe Oxford Street suit, and go the fuck back to fucking Centro de Mexico. Go. Yeah, Boo Boo, man. I feel sorry for Boo Boo Andrade because he still ain't got beat yet. And that tells you, what if Dimitri got beat? Sometimes people need to understand that Floyd undefeated stuff don't work for everybody. It ain't work for Jamal. It ain't work for Demetrius. It ain't worked for a lot of fighters. That shit don't work for everybody. You got to be loved or you got to be hated. You can't be in the middle and nobody knows you. You can't be that guy that ain't fought since 2019 or 20 or whenever the hell they fought last. You can't be that dude. You can't, you have to be something. The biggest buzz Demetrius Andrade had, sadly to say, was when Canelo cussed him out. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. It's my night. It's my night. You horrible fighter, man. You fight nobody. I fight nobody. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. Hanging around Eddie Hearn. See, Eddie Hearn had Canelo talking that way. He ain't talked that way with Oscar De La Hoya. Eddie, fucking fast, slick ass, sweet tongue ass Eddie Hearn. That's why he likes Eddie. Canelo, I'm going to tell you, this is what happened. Oscar De La Hoya never taught Canelo Alvarez how to be an American Mexican. He never taught him the embracement of the language. He either tried to sugarcoat him or handicap him with always speaking Spanish instead of speaking English because you're in an English-speaking country. That's what happened. Canelo was all, estoy listo para tu entrevista, Canelo. ¿Está lista? Okay, bueno. He never said, you're ready. And he heard fucking swanky ass, sweet tongue Eddie come up there because he's beat up a couple of his guys, Rocky Fielding. He's seen that one. Billy Joe Saunders. He was already with Eddie at that time. He had a couple fights with Eddie and Canelo. I mean, in Oscar. And he's seen Oscar. And Oscar, probably coming down. God bless him. We're ready for the fight. We're ready to see Canelo fight once again. And I think that the fighter will be prepared. Eddie Hearn is here as well with his fighter. But I think Canelo is the best fighter there is. And Canelo see that shit. Canelo ain't dumb. You don't have to speak Spanish to know, motherfucker, you high. You going through something right now, you know. And it's like they knew that, and he let a lot of stuff slide. Canelo did. He let a lot of stuff slide because Oscar was once a pretty good promoter. And I think the success came back with the drugs and the alcohol. It happens. Start getting paid, you start getting laid, you start going back to the things that you are familiar with. You know what I mean? And and that's what that was. So then Eddie comes. Hello guys. Canelo. I congratulate Canelo like once again. And as we know, we have another fun-filled fight. And Canelo looking at that shit, he's like, you know what? This dude got more swag. He knows how to talk properly. He doesn't stop with the ahs and the uhs and the ahs and the sniffs and the fucking eyebrow raises without saying anything. Dude, that's what the fuck it is. That's what happened. And he's seen how good Eddie Hearn was with his fighters versus how Oscar was with his fighters. And when Oscar fucked up with that DAZN deal, leaving information out of that deal, that's all it took. That's all it took right there. Devin Haney versus Canelo Alvarez would last 9 rounds. It shouldn't. It should last 2. You know, he gets dropped in two times in the first round, and then the third round, Bill Haney will step in. David Benavidez versus Morrell is scheduled for October, Kurt. Well, that's good. Keep him fighting. Keep him fresh. You know, keep him warmed up. Oscar talks like a drunken master. Oscar, man, has problems, man. Oscar been drinking and getting messed up a long time. He ain't just started that shit. He ain't just started it. But here's the problem. Oscar is not a functional drug addict. He's not a functional alcoholic. He's not. He's one of those guys that if he was a regular dude, he would be fine. He would just be a regular person with a drug problem. But he has a lot of responsibility. He's CEO of a huge boxing company. And the things that he does, he spazzes out, and I think he just wants a break from like life. And he gets with these chicks that he thinks he can trust, and he can't. And he can do all that other weird shit with them or whatever, you know. He does that, and then what happens, that's how it gets out. You know, because they get high and he does all this shit. And I'm like, dude, I ain't judging that man. God bless Oscar De La Hoya, because Oscar, man, he was a bad motherfucker when he was fighting. But he trusted people he had no business trusting. But he's not as good as a promoter as he thought he was. There's always somebody better than you that's not out getting high or getting drunk, that's focused on the things they're trying to get done. And like we saw, Eddie Hearn stole Canelo Alvarez from Oscar De La Hoya. He stole him. And here's the deal. It wasn't the fact, and it wasn't even set that way that Eddie stole him. It was Eddie. How Eddie approached Canelo was, I'm working for you. You ain't working for me. See, Oscar, unfortunately, picked up some old school habits from Bob Arum and Don King, because those guys thought in their mind that they were running shit, which in fact they were back in the day. They were having these drawn out bullshit contracts, and the contracts were like, they were like slave contracts, people. Contratos de esclavos. They were slave contracts. All right, that's what they were. They were bullshit. That shit, Don King. Hey, baby, just sign your name. We'll put in the wrist later. What? Are you kidding me? That means I have nobody that professionally that I hired to look at this shit that you're giving me to sign, to put my John Hancock on, which seals me into some shit I don't know nothing about. That's what was happening. And Oscar, unfortunately, you know, that's how he came up under Bob Arum. And Bob Arum had that same mentality. It's just Bob really didn't fuck over a lot of people like that, like Don did. Don took that shit to the extreme. But Bob was cheap. Bob kept a certain standard since like the 60s, 70s, and 80s. See, he didn't want to overly pay anybody. He was a tightwad. I'm not paying Mikey Garcia from Oxnard, California, anything other than $1 million. He's not worth $1 million. His brother Roberto fought for $550,000. He fought Diego Chico Corrales and got knocked flat on his ass. So why would I give his brother more than that? That's twice as much. You see? And that's what that is. You know? So, but back to Canelo. Canelo is in a tight spot where it's time for him. He's slowing down. We know he's slowing down. But it's time for Canelo to understand that he has to face the music. He has to face the reality that there are guys that are coming for him. Now, see, what Canelo did, he dared to be great. You got to give him credit. He dared to be great. Nikki Blue Eyes Austin, I got a story to tell you. But anyway, he dared to be great. He came up short. He got beat. He went back to 168. Now the guy that beat him wants him at 168. He says, hell no. But then the guy at 168 that everybody wants him to fight, which is David Benavidez, he don't want to fight him. You know? So now you take a voluntary fight after a loss, which is understandable because who wants a back-to-back? Because there's like, nobody's going to do what Joshua was going to do. You know what I mean? If Tyson Fury got his ass tore out of the frame by some fighter, he would probably fight somebody else, then go back and fight that guy. And it's no shame in that because Lennox Lewis did the same shit. The only person that he fought after getting knocked out right after was Hasim Rahman. That McCall fight, he fought a couple fights, maybe 3 fighters, maybe 4 fighters before he stepped back with Oliver McCall. Okay? So that's what that was. All right? So at the end of the day, I think Canelo did what he thought he should do. He fought a guy that he knew, hey, I'm gonna get a W. I'm gonna get my confidence back. Okay, I'm gonna get my resume going in for the positive. You know, I'm gonna get another win on my resume, and then let's talk about Bivol. And he tried, and Bivol was like, no, I'm not fighting you at 175 again. If I'm gonna fight you again, you guys fucked around and held my money because I'm a Russian citizen, but I'm not, you know what I mean? And see, Bivol could have been a real dick because Bivol could have said, well, y'all didn't do that shit today for Artur Beterbiev. He from where I'm from. Why didn't y'all take his money? He didn't even go that route because a lot of people do that. Well, you didn't do it to him, right? So that's what happened. Kurt, I think Canelo and Team Canelo knows Benavidez is the real threat. Yeah, he is a real threat. And they don't want to end up just like that. So they're like, look, I would rather do it for a belt, you know, than my belts. Because if I lose again for Dimitri Bivol, I won't have anything. See, him fighting John Ryder is just him defending all the belts again because he's putting them all on the line. Whereas if he goes to 175 and he loses again, he knows, okay, that's my ceiling, right? So that's my ceiling, you know. That's what it is. Quad life, CP to you, my brother. So it's like when Canelo knows there's a guy that can take every fucking thing that he has, just like Bivol. He didn't want to fight Bivol because he knows Bivol can take everything that he has. What if he does that shit to David Benavidez and he takes all he has? He knows this is the end of my career. You know, if he beats me bad, like, you know how David beat the shit out of David Lemieux? You remember Benavidez beat the shit out of Lemieux, just beat him. David Lemieux was one of the hardest hitting middleweights in the division. Yeah, he got stopped by Golovkin or whatever. They stopped the fight, but he was a bad mother sucker back then. David destroyed this dude. Bip, 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 bip. And then it was just like he gave him like a foul, drug out, street ass whooping. I mean, he whooped his ass to the point like, damn, oh. David didn't have a chance. If Canelo gets beat like that, they're not gonna want him in there. The first person gonna talk shit is Oscar. Edward Hearn, you ruined Canelo's career. You shouldn't have never fought David Benavidez, you fucking punk bitch. Give me some, baby. Give me. Okay, baby. You punk bitch. You've ruined his career. Canelo, come home. Vamos a la casa. Vamos a casa, Canelo. Por favor. Canelo Benavidez the same way Mayweather ducked Khan. We know Canelo. We know Mayweather ducked Khan. A lot of people, oh, don't you? Floyd ducked people too, bro. He ducked people too. But we ain't talking about Floyd right now. We're talking about Canelo. Blessings for the live, Kurt. Coming in with that. Cinco! Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. Thank you, Nikki Blue Eyes Austin in the building. Don King is a much better promoter than Bob. Well, Mastermind 96, he's more charismatic. He's smoother at the tongue. He puts more passion in it. Bob Arum is a fossil that refuses to be petrified. He doesn't bring anything. He don't bring excitement. Bob Arum is just Bob Arum. Don King brings you all types of entertaining statements and slogans and speeches, and that motherfucker's like the Martin Luther King of promotional world. I have a dream, baby. American dream, baby. I have a dream that I can take everybody's money and the fighters and take everybody to court and I'll win too. That's my dream because it's all about the money, baby. Refuses to die. No, they won't. Excellent analysis on Bob Arum and Don King. Absolutely. That's how they are. Don King gives you the yang. Bob Arum gives you the yin. But the yang belongs to Don King. Oh, and Don King, he's even old as shit. We're going to talk about that. We're going to fight. We're going to talk to Eddie Hearn. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. We're going to whoop that ass. Yeah, that's right, baby. We're going to whoop that ass. I want Regis Prograde too. I'm going to tax that ass too. Tell him, me and Don King. That's right, baby. That's right. That's right, baby. And he's still kind of old and shaking his shit. All about the bed. Yeah, he's all about him. All about the Benjamin, baby. Benjamin, that's my second, third, fourth, fifth name. I'm like, dude, this dude is impossible. And don't talk too much shit about Don King because Don King will take you to court and he wins. No way you think Canelo is ducking? Look, let me tell you something. You don't go all the way to cruiser. You see, he hasn't done anything at light heavy besides Kovalev. That's the last victory that he's had there. And Kovalev, we know, is a fucking drunk and he's past his prime. And matter of fact, Anthony Yarde damn near gave him the blues. He gave him the blues. He almost beat him. He makes your opponents roll in their sleep several times. Nikki, appreciate it. But I mean, that's how it is. So when he went all the way up there and tried to pull some old rehydration bullshit just because he's a foreigner in that particular weight class, but he's the quote unquote superstar, people now are starting to, okay, dude, you're running out of people to fucking talk about. Okay, you don't even mention David Benavidez and you're starting and you're talking this Mexican shit. What about Angulo, Alfredo Angulo, El Perro? What about him? He was Mexican. Kurt, can you do Eddie Murphy? I don't think I can. Canelo needs to duck because his body ain't stone. I think Canelo, and here's the thing though, you have to put yourself in Canelo's mind frame. He's like, dude, I've fought all these fucking champions. I mean, he's fought a lot of people. And Canelo's to the point like, man, why y'all fucking with me with this big, tall ass, half Mexican, half fucking, where is he from? Honduras? Right? Ain't he from Honduras? Cat. And dude's whooping everybody's ass. He's young, he's hungry. And I might not beat him. So why y'all, based on everything that I've done for you guys, why do y'all want me to fight him now? So he's kind of like, man, leave me alone. But, you know, us as fans are like, hell no, we're not going to leave you alone because you want to fight other people on unfair terms. That's not right. Aram and King, somebody's going to die, Marlon. Now, I would put my money on fucking Don. Don's bigger. Don was a big dude. He wasn't no little guy. Do you know he literally beat someone to death in Cleveland though, right? He stomped this guy to death and got like 3 years for doing that. Supposed to did 5, I think he did 3 for stomping a guy to death that owed him money. Oh, Ecuador. Okay. Arman, Ecuador. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he killed the guy. No, he literally killed the guy. Don King ain't, dude, that's Don King. You know, owe him some money. You'll see Don King. Hey, baby, step out the car, baby. No, Don, I'll pay you. No, baby, step out the car, okay? I ain't gonna do nothing to you. I ain't gonna hurt you, okay? Soon as you get out the car, where's my money, bitch? Where's my money? Yeah, you like these Stacey Adams, don't you? You're gonna be eating them. Kurt picked Canelo Alvarez to KO Devin in 2. That's right. Devin, he gonna last 1 round until Canelo hits him and boom. Canelo might play with him though for a couple rounds before he hit him with a body shot and fold him over. Poor Devin. Why would y'all want Devin to fight Canelo? What's wrong with y'all? The fuck's wrong with y'all? Canelo fighting Devin Haney. What's wrong with y'all? Like, why would you even say some shit like that? The dude's 140. Canelo's like 170. That's 30 pounds. Why would you want that? If Charlo and Andrade end up fighting, then who does Canelo fight? Canelo should fight David Benavidez. That's who he should fight. You know, and if this is what should happen, okay? If Canelo does not want to fight David Benavidez, he should just let those belts go because people are going to get sick of that shit. People are going to get sick of it. That's it. They're going to get sick of it. Yeah, Nikki Blue Eyes. I'm going to call you on the gram. Actually, I'm going to call you on the gram. Kurt, they say Devin walks around at 180. He might. That don't matter though. That's not his fighting weight. He ain't used to being hit in the ring by a 180-pounder. That's a totally different situation. That's like a street fight. You got somebody like Devin Haney and he walks up on me. If he gets me with about his first 3 and I miss him with my 1-2, he might get me. You know what I mean? But if I catch him with my 1-2, I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to render him unconscious, and that would be wrong because he's a professional fighter. You know what I mean? That's the difference. I'm 240, maybe? No. That wouldn't be right. I wouldn't that's like me fighting Aki. Nobody gonna fight no fucking Aki. That's some bully shit. You know, even though he needs to be kicked in the dick. But that doesn't mean I should do it, you know? Artur Better Be versus Canelo. Who would last the longest? But I don't think Better Be. I don't think Better Be will stop Canelo. He would knock out Canelo and it would be massive. It would be a good fight. But see, we don't even see the fight in Canelo no more. I just think Canelo is just good at counterpunching. I don't think he's like a good guy at trading and giving. He's not a good action fighter. We've seen that in the John Ryder fight. He likes throwing and putting together certain combinations that are going to make the most impact to hurt their fighters. But he's not a take them and give them type of fighter. He's not a poop. He's not a Sean Porter. He's not a Sergey Deverenchenko. He's not that type of guy. He's that kind of guy that waits and he try to step and catches you with a good shot and, you know, and hurts you when you're not expecting that shot. That's what he does. Canelo needs a new trainer. He ain't leaving the Reynosos. He's not. He started with them. He's going to end with them. That's going to be the legacy of the wholeness of that team. You know, that's how they're going to look at that. They're going to look at that as a loyal call. I would fight Mike Tyson for 50 million. My doctor bill would only be about 5 million. Dude, I would fight Mike Tyson. Now? Hell yeah, I would fight Mike Tyson, bro. For 50 million dollars? Bro, I would train every day. I don't want no breaks. And I will go in and try my best. If I get knocked out by Mike, would people be mad? Okay, for one, this is what I do. This is what I'll do for you guys. If I legitimately had a fight with Mike for $50 million, I would show you guys my training every day just to be in, like, hey, this is what I did today, guys. I'm keeping you guys informed. This is the fantasy fight of a lifetime for me, Kurt DeVille, coming in and fighting Mike Tyson. I would be on live all the time. You'd see my abs. I'm like, look, I don't have any right now because I just ate. He's like, look at this. I'll be all ripped. I would show, man, I would be showing everything I'm doing. You know what I mean? I would be like, hey, running the day, guys. I would be doing about 3 live streams a day. I wouldn't do any videos. Fuck the videos. Because I'm talking about me now. This is CP. I would be then, dude, I would train like a mad dog. And I would take that seriously. I mean, with all due respect, I wouldn't be trash talking or nothing, I don't think. Because, strange things happen when you train. When I train and I take training seriously, your testosterone raises. Testosterone is caught in your legs. That's why you need to do more leg exercises. And it boosts and it unlocks testosterone caught in your leg muscles. And if you're not using your leg muscles the way you're supposed to, you're not going to feel the effect of the testosterone that's in your body. So it's like this. When that happens, I might turn into a fucking wolf. You know what I mean? I might turn into fucking Dillian White or something. Len! I would fight to kill. Len! I'm like, dude, what's wrong with this guy? Len! Dude, I would fight Mike, and I would try. I wouldn't try to hurt him, but I would fight him. My intention wasn't to hurt Mike. I mean, I got too much. I love Mike Tyson. Dude, when Mike Tyson went to jail for those allegations, I still loved him. When he came back in his first fight, I never forget this fight. I almost went to jail that night. Bars. Because I was 15 years old and I seen him. I was driving my dad's car back and I didn't have a license, and I lied to my dad and said I was visiting a girl that I was dating, but I really wanted to go hang out with my boys because she lived right down the road from me. So I lied to my father to go hang out with these guys, and I know they had to fight, and I watched the fight. They were smoking weed and everything in the house and drinking and stuff. I didn't drink at the time, but I don't even remember if I smoked any weed. I know I had some cigarettes maybe. So, that's what I did back then. So I got back in the car, and I was driving home. The cops pulled me over because I didn't have the lights on. Bars. That's what happened. I loved Mike then. I loved him when he bit off my Evander Holyfield's ear. I loved him then. I loved him when he was doing all that damn cocaine. I loved him then. There wasn't a time that I did not like Mike Tyson. So if I had an opportunity for $50 million, that means 25 for me because taxes are going to take 40%, which is about 50. I'll probably get about 50 million. 25 million cleared. That would change my life, but I know I would need to keep that regimen, and I got you guys. So I would give up stunts. I wouldn't need to do that no more unless I just wanted to, help pay my damn taxes, right? But no, I wouldn't. Like, that's an opportunity. You know what I mean? And look, my channel would go fucking sky high. I would have 200,000-300,000 subscribers. I wouldn't need to do anything else anyway. Just do a video here and there. Hey, this is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning, right? Probably after Mike, I'd be like, hey, this is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. This is Cyclops with one eye. Thanks for Mike Tyson swelling it so that it won't open again. Yeah. But yeah, I would fight him. You know what I mean? And hopefully it would be such a fight to the point where he's older. He's like 56, and he has me for he's got me about 15, 16 years. Yeah. So dude, I'm going to fight Mike, bro. I'm going to fight Mike. He'll be Frazier. I'll be Ali. You know what I mean? I'll get in there and he knocks me down. I ain't going to stay there like a bitch. I'm going to get up. I ain't King Ryan Garcia. I'm going to get up and I'm going to fight this dude. They got to stop it. And I will fight for how many rounds? 8, 10, whatever it is. I'm going to fight Mike Tyson. And it's going to like, dude, this dude's really come to fight. He's fucking jacked. And I will come in jacked the fuck up. I will come in shape. And they were like, dude, what happened to Kurt? Look at for before and after. And that would be the reason for the YouTube. Damn, I'm getting excited like this is going to actually happen. But I'm going to, I would use that as a reason to show like, hey, here's me, C cup, half titties, I can make them jump. And then to that present form of me in shape, ready, steady, getting ready to go blow to blow, toe to toe with Mike Tyson, ready to get him. I would be hyped, bro. I don't care how, and I would give it my all. That would be like a dream for me. Fuck it, give me 5. I'll do it for 5 million. But they said 50 million. I'm like, dude, $50 million, dude. That's gonna help me, my daughter, my daughters, kids. They'll get broke when the world comes to end in 2000 whatever, 2159 or whatever. Kurt versus Showbiz, the adult for 1 million, and the winner 500K to the loser. 1 million to the. I don't mind because you gotta remember Showbiz. He might be silly as shit, but that dude gets in the gym. I know Showbiz. I follow Show. Show follows me. That look, he gets in. He's short and stocky like my dad. My dad's a short, stocky guy. Wolverine built motherfucker. You gotta watch guys like that. They got some power. See, that's like me fighting Show because I got him. He's like maybe 5'9", 5'10" at the highest. You know what I mean? And I'm 6'2". I know not to fight him close up because I know he might hit you with, I'm out. Showbiz up. No. You know what I mean? No, you don't want to get hit with that shit because it may, like it ain't like he don't look like he can't punch. No, man, we ain't gonna. No, that would be awesome because both of our channels would skyrocket. Kurt versus Show, it'll be this big thing, and and then what would be cool as shit is we were both working for this. We were both endorsed for this relevant. So if Mike could come and be the guy that talks shit, and we could both go on like, yeah, I cut the veil, I seen you. I know Showbiz, and I know y'all guys do YouTube, but how much experience do you really got? Can you really knock a motherfucker out? You just talk shit. Yeah, I mean, I can fight. I was an amateurs. I was silver gloves in Louisiana, and I was really thinking about going pro in the night when I was like 17, 18. But, my lifestyle kept me from doing it. But I always followed boxing. I used to train boxing all the time. Hey, but what I'm asking is, what validates you for fighting somebody like Show? I mean, Show. I'm asking him the same shit, but I'm asking you. You're talking to Mike, he's looking at you like this and shit. Just because his eyes low don't mean he ain't paying attention and shit, So he's just like, I just want to know what makes you validate the fact that you think you can whoop him. I know you big, but shit, I seen a lot of big motherfuckers get their ass folded. Well, like Mike, I think, everybody said I was hard. I spar a lot. You spar who you spar. You spar the professional. You spar the motherfucking wannabe. Well, I sparred a couple dudes. Some of them were, amateur. Was it professional? Because, amateur, that's okay. But if you spar a professional, that's where you really go in there and see what you got. You take full contact punches. I don't think you can do that shit. You know what I mean? And he's really hyping you up. And like, no, man, I can do it, man. You know what I mean? I always wanted to be a boxer and shit like that. My dad was worried about my nose coming in, and all that, but no, I think I could get the job done, man. I got this inside tenacity with me. If you had that inside tenacity, why didn't you ever try to be a professional? Get paid for that shit. Wake up at 4 in the morning and shit. Like I did when men cuss. And I'm like, man, I can show you, man. I can do it. I mean, I'm good at it. We just got to see. I asked Showbiz, ask Showbiz what he think. Hell yeah. Like that would be all like 1 million to the winner and 500,000. Um, but it's like in situations like that, it would probably be like we would be great. Like our numbers would be awesome. You know what I mean? And then the money would be good, but then it's like the loser would probably their shit would probably be cut you fucking bum. PS from the UK, cut you fucking bum. You know. But nah, man. Nah. Tank Davis can beat Mike Tyson right now, Kurt. Man, look, like Tank is a short little phenom. I sparred Bernard Hopkins, 1996, KO him in 4 rounds. I was fresh, man, Oxford, California. Really? In 1996? Man, that's impressive. Because, that was damn near 30 years ago. So, at 26? So, yeah, man. Kurt, what do you think of Southpaw TV? I don't know who that is. I've seen like I don't watch the channel. I mean, I don't watch him, so I don't know him. Couldn't tell you. I don't really watch anybody in as far as boxing goes. Um Showbiz, I watch Showbiz, I watch Bruce Vane sometimes. Um Damn, who else? Boxing Wave, I watch Boxing Wave when he's on. He's not on a lot. Because he has a real job, something I guess I don't have. Get a real job, So what would your nickname be? Kurt the Hurt, baby. Junior, my name would be Kurt the Hurt DeVille. Kurt the Hurt DeVille. In the blue corner, black with 2 sugars. It's no only other than Showbiz the Dog. Oops. What would your okay, Kurt? Do you ever watch Sporting Icons? Yeah, I watch Sporting Icons. I do watch Sporting Icons. Showbiz, Sporting Icons, Lady Shan sometimes, Boxing Wave sometimes, Ring IQ, and Bruce Vane. Pretty much. Other than that, I don't really watch. Like all the other shits, Blue Blood every so often, because they're in different genres than mine. Like it's boxing, but it's not the same. Kurt, it's almost 11 p.m. here. I'm off to bed now. I look forward to your call on the gram. God bless you. Good night, Nikki Blue Eyes Austin. But no, I think that that's it really. Because, sure, IFL and Boxing Social, all the, like the actual interviews, the exclusives, sure. But other than that, like I don't listen to like Aki or Dante's Boxing. But I you know what? I would have to look to see if they're still around to know they had a channel. Like T Street Controversy, I used to watch him a lot. And then I just don't. Like, but he's still around. He's still doing his thing, and he's like one of the OGs in the boxing community. You know what I mean? But I don't really watch him like that. I watch you and Showbiz and Hatman. Yeah, Hatman. I watch Hatman too. So Hatman, Sporting Icons in the UK. Over here, Ring IQ, Showbiz, Boxing Wave, and Bruce Vane. That's what I watch most of the time. You know what I mean? And until it becomes repetitive, and then you're like, okay. But yeah, that's who I watch. Those are my people. Hatman's cool. A lot of people say, oh, you're kind of like Hatman. Like, okay, cool. Because I like Hatman. I try to give different perspectives, just like I did today about Canelo. Canelo, man, back to him. He's tired of being Understand. Psycho Crusher with that wrench. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Stamina for sale. Yeah, I watch Tunde and the Knowledge too. Yeah. I almost forgot about them. Um, and yeah, you know what? Thinking of that, I got to do a video on those guys about Chris Eubanks Sr. So stay tuned for that. I'm glad you reminded me. You know, I bet you don't watch YB. I bet you watch YB, don't you? No, I don't. I don't. Like, I hear about him because he's made a couple videos about me. I don't even know if he's still around. I used to. Kurt, who you got Prime Pack versus Tank at 135? I don't know. A Prime Pack and Tank? You know what? I don't know. That would be one hell of a fight. And I'm thinking like either Tank has to counter him, or he's just gonna get beat up and ran over. I watch you Showbiz Bruce in boxing Motivita. I saw someone say Mayweather gonna come back and fight a hand-picked champion to become the oldest champ. He could, and it would be somebody like that. He ain't gonna fight no beast. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna fight nobody that can really beat him up and hurt him. He's not that stupid. Floyd has never been stupid. When Floyd was courageous and wanted to fight everybody, they wouldn't let him. So then Floyd says, fine, fuckers, I'm gonna fight whoever I want to. But no, back to Canelo. Canelo's like, look, dude, I've done enough. So just be thankful, be appreciative that I'm fighting the guys that I'm fighting, because I think I've done enough. Kurt, is there any news on Fury and who he will be fighting? Nope. John Jones, Francis Ngannou. Dempsey McKean. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, bro. I don't know. I honestly don't know what he's doing. I honestly don't know what the hell Tyson Fury's going to do. I don't know. Manuel Char, I heard. I get Caballel. It's so many different bullshit names out there. You know, he just didn't want to fight Andy. I don't think people want to fight Andy for some reason. And you know what would be the funniest shit, though? If Andy Ruiz knocks, that would shake up the whole boxing world. If Tyson goes in there and gets beat by Andy, or Wilder goes in there and gets beat by Andy, that shit, you guys do understand? Andy Ruiz would then be the Kingslayer. I'm betting Bud stops Spence in the 11th. I put 5 on it, and I'll make 160. I think, I'm going to do that tomorrow for you guys. So Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford prediction tomorrow. Ruiz might beat Wilder, but highly doubt he will beat Fury. He shouldn't beat any of them because AJ's a bum. If Andy Ruiz beats one of them dudes, you know what that means? That means that people won't look at Anthony Joshua the same way ever again. And if you still do, you just a hater. If Andy beats one of them motherfuckers, if he goes in there and whoops Wilder, he goes in there and whoops Wilder, or he goes in there and beats Fury, do you think you're going to give Anthony Joshua a bad time now? They're going to look at him, dude, he was the first one to fight that fat motherfucker. That's the first thing people are going to say. Dude, he went in there and fought that big coconut-jawed ass Andy Ruiz. That jack-o'-lantern head ass steel jaw strap fucking guy. Because Ruiz got a chin, bro. He would be Jamie Lannister. He would be the Kingslayer. He would fucking take out kings. So that meant he didn't take not one head, but 2 heads of the 3-headed dragon. If Andy beats one of those guys, he don't have to whoop all 3. Just whoop one more. One more again, people. Do it again. Just whoop Wilder and send Wilder like down 4 times. And then they stop the fight. And you know Wilder, he was cheating. His gloves was fucked up. He had some rocks in them. I knew it had scratches in the back of my head and neck. My jawline had ridges in them. that showed you no fist could do that. No, that motherfucker hit you and fucked you up. Forgot to tell you, happy belated Father's Day. Appreciate you, Psycho Crush. And happy belated Father's Day to all you fathers out there as well, man. I didn't do a live yesterday. I was starting to. I was just tired because I was traveling most of the day, Friday and Saturday. So Ruiz has the best chance versus Usyk just because of his speed and the way he's built. No, he has the worst chance against Usyk. He ain't gonna whoop no fucking Usyk. Bro, that's the last person. He'll be better throwing those wide hooks at Wilder. Hope he catches them here. Because Wilder's soft up here, just like Joshua. He is, people. He's got hit too many times. See, Fury knew. I know where to hit Wilder. I don't have to have one punch knockout power to knock out Wilder. I can just hit him where he's weakest. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. He hit him in that same shot. He'd catch him that same place. Boom, right here. Right here. And he know that's going to make that same effect. And the same thing happened. Tyson Fury aimed those shots because he knew where to hit this boy. I mean, this man. Shit, I want that to come off wrong. 57 people watching. Bring it to 57 likes. Yeah, man. It's a nice stream here. Come on, AJ ain't got this soft spot. He does, bro. AJ got hit, man. Look, I don't think that's all concussion. I just think that was a weak spot. That's why AJ knows. That's, you know what I mean? I can't fuck around and get hit with that shot again. The minute somebody catches Joshua with that shot, he's going to do the same shit. It's just a weak spot. You're not impervious all over your body. Your head is not to be hit. These are temples for a reason. This is your temple area. Okay? He took that shot in the rematch. He didn't take it like he took it in the first fight. And you also noticed something else about Joshua, too. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. You notice Joshua had an afro. Remember he had an afro? First fight, motherfucker had a clean-ass short fade. Remember that? He had that clean-ass short fade, but then he knew, I need some cushion. So he grew his afro out. So that, that helps with that. Yeah. He needed everything he could get. Just my theory. Y'all don't have to believe it. You notice that, huh, Tony Lyons? Yeah. Yeah, he grew that fucking fro out. He grew that fro out to protect those temple shots. What up, Kurt from Australia? Sydney in the house. Chris Esperon. Counterpunch to you, brother. But yeah, man. No. But back to Canelo. Yeah, Canelo's in a hard spot. I think he should pull a Rocky Marciano. Get the fuck out because these guys are beasts. He's not going to fight Beterbiev, and Beterbiev can't fight Bivol. So, like, if Canelo was a badass, he would take Beterbiev on. If he really wasn't scared to take on new and upcoming dangerous challenges for all three fucking belts, he would take Beterbiev. You think Beterbiev wouldn't take that fight? Of course he would. He would take that fight and he would sign with his eyes closed. Yeah, he would fight Canelo. And that would be a good fight because, Beterbiev is not as tall as Bivol. I think Bivol's 6'1", 6'2". Beterbiev is 6 foot tall now. He ain't no short fucking guy. All right? He's a big, burly, ruthless, relentless, super badger. Fuck that. He ain't no badger at all. He's a Wolverine. Mikey Garcia is the badger. You remember that, guys, right? Is Nello going to be the underdog versus Benavidez? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. He says he's a good fighter. He says he's great. Show us how great he is. Show us how great you are, Canelo. Take the fight with David Benavidez. And it's crazy. Why would you fight Jamal and overlook David Benavidez? So you expect Jamal to come up to 168 where you got a guy at 168? See, those are the things that people are criticizing Canelo about. Those are the things that people are going at him for. Yeah, see, but Beterbiev, though, if he took Beterbiev on, oh, yeah. And then that's another thing. You go pass all that up. So you're going out of your way to make fights with guys like Badu Jack at 180 or cruiserweight. Like, why are you doing that? You know what I mean? Just fight the next guy. Fight fucking Beterbiev if you can't get Bivol. Fight Beterbiev at what? For his belts. He'll give them up, or he will fight you for them. He'll put them all on the line just to have a Canelo fight. Of course he would. And you would be the 21st person he would knock out because he would stop Canelo. And then Canelo probably knows, like, I ain't fucking with Bivol. Bivol hit hard too, and he's just fast and rapid and punches in bunches. But Beterbiev is a brutalizing guy. Now, Benavidez is only one that makes sense thing. And yeah, that's because he's there. But here's the thing. Let's be realistic. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, acts like a duck, walks like a duck, chances are it's a duck. So Canelo looks like he's ducking. I'm not arguing that. I think he is ducking. I think he's going out of his way to fight the guy that's right in front of him. It's like an elephant in the room and you're pretending that he's not there. I get that. But understand this. Life goes on. What should David Benavidez do? I'm going to tell you what he should do before I jump off of here, right? David Benavidez should now move on to 175 because they're not going to let Canelo off. They're not going to make him do shit. He's just cash cow. They're not going to make him do anything. So David Benavidez needs to either fight the winner or loser of Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. That's what he should do. And either one of those fights will be lit. Because if he fights Beterbiev, Benavidez versus Beterbiev would be an absolute fucking monster house fight. I would love to see a fight like that. Or you can fight the loser. Fight Callum Smith. Okay. If he loses to Beterbiev, if you beat Callum Smith, then you go and take on Beterbiev. Then not only you got a common opponent, a common win with Canelo, you've also going to take and do something that Canelo couldn't do. All right? That's what he should do. Or he can go to 175, fight someone like Yard, get his feet wet, because he did say he wouldn't want to just take on Beterbiev. That's why I would recommend him fighting Smith. More than likely, Beterbiev will beat Smith. So fight Smith, then fight Beterbiev. Or try to take on Bivol. He says Benavidez claims that he got the best of Bivol in a sparring, which I didn't see that shit. Then again, you have to see all of sparring. You can't just see segments and take those segments out of context and then look at that and that's what you got. No. I don't think he beat the shit out of Bivol at all. And I think Bivol, honestly, me personally, I don't think he can beat Bivol. I'm just going to say it like that. I don't think Benavidez can beat Dimitri Bivol at 175. Maybe at 168, but I don't think at 175. I don't think he can do that. I think it'll be a different fight from fighting Bivol and Canelo, but I think Bivol will piece up Benavidez because I think he likes combinations. He has fast hands, but I don't think he's accustomed to guys with fast hands and fast feet himself. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. I think he's going to get what he's looking for at 175. So I think, hey, fuck Canelo and go to 175 and see and be the king where Canelo was at 168. And then if you kick every ass there's nowhere else but Canelo to do is to look over you because he sure can't look through you or to you. That's what I would do if I was David Benavidez. Thank you guys for showing up for this live stream. It has been great. I'm going to do another one tomorrow at 4 p.m. Let's go. You guys tell me what you think about this live stream. Everybody on the chat, God bless you and keep you. Be safe. Be nice to each other. And everyone has been Counterpunch. Peace.